Good evening, world. Welcome to Jew's Word. Y'all tap in. Y'all tap in. Y'all send some stars. Y'all share with a friend with a friend. We're going to have a good episode tonight. This is episode 26. So our conversation tonight is about human perception being the op. Human perception being the op. That is the conversation for tonight. First off, I want to shout out all my friends out there. Hey, ABN. Hey, Sway, whole crew. Hey, everybody that helps out. Meet you. Appreciate your help. Twin. My twin helped me out. She helped me with the video content. Helped me with all the extra little small tangible things. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all helping me. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. I just want to give y'all flowers right now. I just want to give y'all flowers now. Because that's the very importance of having people that care about you. You got to give them their flowers. Anybody that help you accomplish any type of small task in life, you got to say thank you. And I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all very, very much. So we're going to jump into this conversation tonight, y'all. Human perception being an op. That's the conversation tonight. Human perception being the op. So the reason I came up with that title, I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen the reel on it. I did it probably a couple of weeks ago. Y'all slide on over to YouTube, handle Jew's Word, Julius Parker III. Y'all check out that, subscribe, like, and share. So, human perception being the op. So, in any situation, there's so many different variables that go into place for a situation to look a certain way, but two things can look alike. Two things can be right at the same time. Two things can be wrong at the same time. So we have to look at it. Everything in this life is black and white. Nothing is black and white. It's a lot of shaded areas of gray that goes in between each destination and each situation and each checkpoint you may reach in your life. So even with staying on this side of the country, a phrase on this side of the country may mean something totally different on the opposite side of the country. That's just how certain phrases and certain actions have similarities. Those similarities are really going to help you be open-minded about things in life, because nothing is just one way in life. That's why it's very important to be open-minded. It's most very important to be open-minded. You can't operate in life and succeed in life and progress and grow and elevate without being open-minded, being diverse, being able to operate in any type of condition. You can't be scared of change. You can't be scared of things that you don't understand. You got to just hold your head down and try to gain as much knowledge as possible to gain a better understanding of the situation or anything. Anything that could teach you how to do anything better. It could better your skill, whether it's possibly learning how to weld. You could weld a certain way that you can pick up a new skill that adds to your welding skills and elevates it where it's immaculate. It's even with sewing. It's even with laying concrete. It's even with dancing, skating, skateboarding, snowboarding, skiing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different variables that go into being open-minded and being diverse. And it's the perception of things. Your mindset is everything. Your mindset is everything. You can think of something might be small, but it might motivate a certain person. Everybody's motivated by different things. Everybody is driven by different things. Like, that's why it's so important to be diverse, because everybody is so different. Everybody is alike. We have similarities, but we are different in so many different ways. And so it's good to be open-minded because, like I said, there's so many different cultures inside of this country alone. Just inside this world alone. There's so many different cultures. Because you can see how some words might mean different in the Hebrew language than it does in the English language. You see that it's there was it's so many different variables and variations of items, and it's so many different combinations. It's endless and millions of compilations of situations, and it's it's really complex. It's like numbers have no end to it, right? So a lot of situations might have no end to it, like the way it goes, because nothing new is under the sun. You may have gone through a situation, and your mom's perception of the situation may be this because she went through when she was your age. Now the generation is passed down to you. Now you're going through it. Then it goes down to your kids. Now they're going through it. Like that's a generational curse, or it's just a what they call it when you I can't even think of the name of it when you inherit it. It's in DNA. Like certain things, certain actions, certain habits, certain movements you may inherit from your family. But you might feel like, oh, hey, it's just a simple gesture, but across country in a whole nother region, it may mean, hey, we want to go to war, we want all the smoke. That's why it's very, very, very important for us to know our regions and research, do a lot of research, explore life, explore the world, because as long as you get out of your own backyard, as long as you get out your own backyard and explore different parts of the earth, different cities, different states, different countries, you'll be able to understand how and why certain divisions of the country or the world move a certain way that they do. And certain things you can't say in certain countries, certain things you can't do in certain countries. That's why I say it's the human perception. That's in their culture, that means it can mean something horrible. In our culture, it may mean something totally different. It's very important that we pay attention to that. Like, even when it comes to dating, we'll slide into the dating realm. When it comes to dating, you may see similarities in the new person that you're talking to that's kind of reminiscent of what you've been through, but you can't judge your new person off of your ex, because simple fact of the matter is everybody has some similarities. Even when it comes to the patterns, routines, likes, clothing, shoes, sports teams, like it's so many different things people can be relative on, and they're similar. They have similarities. So you can't judge somebody off of the way they look at a situation, depending on what it is. And you can't judge anyone off of their mindset, how they process information, or what's their strength. You might be good with your hands. They might be good with they might be more of a visual learner than just a hands-on learner. So even with that right there, that's diverse. Your human perception looking at them like, man, this person's slow. Something wrong with them. But everybody has different learn languages, like they have different love languages. Everybody has certain things that they like. They have certain things that bring out the best in them. They have certain things that bring out the worst in them. That's why I say it's very important for us to be open-minded when it comes to being in this world, because even with the jobs, look how many different ethnicities are at jobs now. You can't not be open-minded and survive in this corporate world, or just in this world period, because everything is so diverse. You have to watch when you say certain things around certain cultures, around certain people. You can't talk to your boss like you talk to your homeboy down the street. You definitely can't do that. And you might say something that you always say around your friends that you can't say at work. And so you have to make an adjustment with that, because they may find it offensive. It may not mean anything serious, but they might not know what it means, but just how it sounds like, ooh, what's that? Like, people feel what they don't understand, and people don't like change. Bring a new word around, or a new rule in work, or a new bylaw or anything. Like, man, people gonna flip out. That's when you pass a new law or something, like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it's gonna affect somebody in a negative light. That's basically how it is. That's exactly how it is. But it's best to take time to work on yourself, because I think when we work on ourselves, we kind of work our way out of being offended by everything. That's why I say it's so important that we seek God, because seeking ye the kingdom of God, getting closer to God, walking, trying to change, elevate, shift, it puts you in a different mindset. Things are less stressful to you. You accept life for what it is. You accept your flaws and the best parts of yourself. And you just live, right? Like, you don't stress about anything. Nothing really bothers you. You're just like, okay, I'm not going to let this get me out of my character, so I'm going to keep on pushing. But, yeah, like, you really don't stress or really worry about anything, because your faith is in God. You like, God got me no matter what's going on. But at the same time, you kind of tend to, you know, push back from it a little bit. Like, you'll take a situation head on, but sometimes you kind of either delay to speak on it, or you be like, let me process that some. Like, I don't know what they got going on. You know, you just have to really, really be cautious and move militantly when it comes to working, when it comes to being around family, friends, wherever you are, because somebody's always watching. People will try to, you know, pull you out of your character, or you may feel like somebody's trying to pull you out your character, and you don't take time to evaluate the situation or evaluate that person. You just acted and you responding. Like, you got to think before you speak. You got to think before you act. You have to take time to analyze the situation. There's no way that you could really be closed-minded in this world. I really don't see how some people survive. Like, you miss out on life in the fullness of it and everything. I had wrote this down. It's just some thoughts about it. I said the most important thing about it is, in every situation, with whomever your intentions are, everything. If your intentions are pure, the action or statement was taken the wrong way, try to hash it out. They don't give you the opportunity to do so, then you have to accept it for what it is. So that goes back to the dating aspect. Even a significant other or parent, child, best friend, work relationship. It doesn't matter what level of relationship you have with somebody. If you are in the act of doing anything, or you say a statement and it offends somebody, right? They don't even give you the opportunity to even much explain yourself when it's time to sit down and be like, hey, I'm offended. I didn't like what you said. So you have to really be open-minded and patient and filled with love to let that person come and explain what's the point of them, why did they do what they did, and why did they feel like that was okay. Like I said, it's different perceptions to every situation. So if you allow that person to come and explain themselves to you, and they're explaining their thought process and how they process it and what that means to them, they don't know that it offended you. They don't know that you had an issue with that action or that phrase. They're just speaking their truth and living their truth. So everybody has their own truth. So we can't judge one another. We can't look down on one another, because what did the Bible say? You pull the wood out of my eye before I can pull the wood out of your eye. And thou without sin shall cast the first stone. So we all are sinful. We all got our weaknesses and our flaws. So how can we judge anybody about anything that they're doing? If that's what they want to do, let them live their life. I feel like that's the most appropriate thing to do, is allow them to live their life. Like, if we put more time into pouring into ourselves and bettering ourselves and trying to break generational curses and trying to elevate, trying to be the first college graduate in our family, or trying to be the first millionaire in our family, or trying to be the first entrepreneur in our family, or first police officer, first fireman, whatever it is that you do, whatever your purpose is in life, like, you should focus on that, yourself, your kids. Like, I just feel like the world is too focused and worrying about what everybody else is doing and not worrying about themselves. Because if I can't focus on my plate is not going to stay hot while I look at your plate and look at how you eating your plate. My plate is getting cold. So we got to realize that sometimes we hinder ourselves by doing that. That's why I said, like, the human perception. You might look at somebody, oh, they got it going on. They got it going on. But you don't know what they got going on. Man, people who have the biggest blessings, it was so much probably, and most likely that was required of them. Because whom much is required, much is given. So we can't judge another person's situation, no matter how the situation looked, by our perception and our eyes. We can't say and judge somebody off of what they said they're going to do or how they perform the situation, because we're not in that situation. We all can say what we would and wouldn't do until we facing the lion in the cage, and we looking like, oh man, I ain't got number two options. But typically, actions, thought processes, those things are very, very important when it comes to communication in any form, at any level, whether it's family, like I said, whether it's work related, significant other, kids. It may offend them. It might offend somebody in y'all group in the same house. Y'all might stay in the same house. Your gesture and how you answer or how you do certain things may irritate somebody, because everybody is actually different. Everybody is so different, but everybody is so much similar too at the same time, if that makes sense. Hopefully that didn't go over your head. But we offend people and don't even know it. I mean, just because that's how diverse we are. We really are very impressionable. There's a lot of impressionable people in this world. Very impressionable. When it comes to people not really solidifying their footprint in society and knowing who they are as a person, they tend to float. They tend to worry about what everybody else has going on. They tend to try to blend in. They tend to try to, catch the trends and try to look down on others if you're not on the trend. And that's human perception. Their perception is, if you're not on the trend, you lame. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But trends, well, you'll never be able to stay up on every trend. Trends come and go. Just like time. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Situations is situations. But it's your perception of it and how you receive it and how you respond after you receive that situation, whether it's good or bad. That's very important. I was thinking too, like be open minded. Even when you being open minded, like, we have to be open minded. I understand certain things, and it might trigger from what we went through in our past. You might be like, hold on now. Let me look at this right. Let me just pay attention and take time to evaluate this situation. When you taking time to evaluate a situation and it's similar to your past, 9 times out of 10, people tend to just act because it's similar. But just because it looked like that in your past doesn't mean it looks like that right now. It might not be. And that's the what's the word I'm looking for? That's the attribute of patience that you need. That's the attribute. Things like that build patience. Things like that builds perseverance, endurance, stamina. Every situation is not going to be perfect. Every situation is not going to be ideal, rainbows and unicorns. That's not life. That's not how situations are going to go. But it's very important that when you experience those situations, you have to analyze and understand that everybody has something going on. Everybody has baggage. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has hurt. Everybody has motives to plan to work on themselves. They have motives plan to play in your face. It's different motives and different variables. That's why I say you have to be really open-minded. The more you live, the better. I know some situations we get ourselves into, and our perception of it is, oh yeah, this is going to be good right here. Oh yeah, yeah. Then you looking at it, you get in this mug and you looking like, it's nothing like you portrayed it was going to be. It's nothing like you portrayed it was going to be. So it's like, dang, I done lost a life. It's just like you playing a video game. You went, took this path, trying to get to the next level, and you failed the level. Then you like, how many times I got to redo this level? Because your approach is wrong, your mindset is wrong, and your perception of the situation is wrong. That normally typically adds into why we have to repeat the situation over again. We typically do things over and over again until we get it right. They said the definition of insanity is doing the same action over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So if you want different, you want better, you're going to have to move different. You're going to have to move better. You're going to have to surround yourself and engulf yourself with things that's going to challenge you to think, that's going to raise your thinking, raise your IQ, raise your frequency, your vibrations. You got to be high vibrational. Like, I'm just a firm believer that our mindset is the key to everything, from poverty all the way to success. And we hold ourselves back by not just not having confidence in ourselves and not loving ourselves, but not being open-minded and diverse and allowing our perception, because it's not what we're quote unquote used to. We allow that to hinder us from experiencing the values and the blessings of life. God is not going to bless us and send us something that's similar to what we've been through and it's been bad. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. It's going to smell different. It's going to taste different. Like, oh yeah, that tastes good right there. Yeah. It's going to smell different. It's going to taste different. You'll be like, man, I like that. That banana pudding tastes different than that banana pudding because it's going to taste different. The correct ingredients give you the best outcome. If you cook a banana pudding right now and you use one with spoiled bananas and one with fresh ripe bananas, just that difference is going to change the texture and I'm going to say the flavor of the banana pudding, right? So how can we sit here and really allow our human perception to blind us? This is why I say it's the op. How can we sit here and let our human perception blind us? Because we can sit here and look at this love we supposedly had. What up, Benzo? Thank you for tapping in, big homie. We can sit here and have this particular type of love that we say, you know what? This is love. I love it. Our perception is this is what it is. This is love. And we go through bad situations and boom, that whole thing imploded. So now you looking like, dang, was that love? Or was that infatuation? Was that obsession? Was that lust? So everybody has a story. Everybody has a testimony of the things that we've been through. Everybody has a testimony on the things that they're not proud of. They have a testimony on things that they're not proud that they took part in. But one thing about it, though, their perception changed after they learn. Like they say, when you know better, you do better. When you want better for yourself, you're going to do things that's going to allow you to grow. It's going to help you grow. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the steps we need to take. We're going to take the lessons. We're going to look at the cup half full, not half empty. You're looking at it half empty. Your perception of it is life sucks. Life is trash. Life just kicking my butt. That's what it's doing. It is what it is. No. We can't look at it like that. We'll never progress and get far in any facet of our life with a mindset like that. Because you have to think life. It's not about just what you speak, it's what you think. It's how you carry yourself. So long as you thinking and you speaking positive and you have to walk like you're already at the destination that you want for yourself. You have to already walk like that. You have to just act like you're already there. You have to understand that everything that God has for us is already in us. We just have to put ourselves in position in order for it to come out. It's like this analogy, for example. You got a cup of polluted water, right? So how are we going to get this polluted water out of this cup? You're going to take a cup of purified water, right? And you're going to continue to pour it. Continue to pour. And the more purified water go into the polluted cup, the more polluted debris and stuff is going to come out, right? And after you finish, it's a purified cup, right? So the more we pour into ourselves, watch what we think, watch what we look at, what we engage in, what we participate in. Like I say, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. We really have to watch all of those three things, because that's going to help us get to the point to where our human perception doesn't hinder us from receiving our true blessing and our true calling on life. If we're not pouring into ourselves on a high vibrational level, then what are we doing? If we're not helping ourselves, if we're not trying to grow, if we're not trying to seek Christ, if we're not trying to reach a better version of ourselves daily, we're supposed to live every day like it's our last. Because God already has tomorrow taken care of. So you can't worry about tomorrow if you ain't even figured it out today. Like I say, you can't worry about tomorrow with today's problems. I think I said that wrong. I don't know. Could be. But y'all get the picture. Yeah. Y'all get it. There's no way we can solve tomorrow's problems with today's worries. Something like that. I don't know. But like I said, y'all get the picture. Y'all get the picture. But it's very imperative that we pay attention to that. Like, we watch how we perceive things. Because a lot of times we could perceive a situation to be horrible, and it's nothing what we thought it was. I know I've been in a few situations like that where you assume that the situation is one way, but it's really nothing like that. It's just how you positioned in the situation. What you telling yourself, what you in your head conjuring up, like, just because it looked like, or it smelled like, and it talked like, and it walked like, don't mean it's that. Let's say it's a lot of similarities and attributes when it comes to people, when it comes to situations, when it comes to language, when it comes to ethnicities, when it comes to countries, different regions. Everybody perceives actions and words different. And so with everybody perceiving actions and words different, it's very important that we do not make a mockery of it, because some people take stuff serious. Like you see in California, you wear blue, red, yellow, green, white, purple. You wear any of them colors and they asking what you claiming. You just thinking like, hey, this is my favorite color. That's their favorite color too. So you really got to be careful on, where you are and what you're doing. Be aware of your surroundings. Like I said, the human perception. You can perceive it that, oh, it's just a color. But to them, it's not just a color. It's their life. It's their lifeline. It's their lineage. So that's very, it's a very sticky situation, because it's all about us being disciplined mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, because we have to be on the same page in order to operate at a certain level. At a certain high level, you have to operate at a certain way. You have to look at things in a different way. You have to pray a little different. You at a certain level, you're gonna walk a little different. At a certain level, you're gonna be unbothered by a lot of stuff. I think that's very important. When you praying different and you walking different and you looking at life different, like I said, seek ye the kingdom of God. Because once you seek Him and you walking right and you talking right, it's like everything changes. Like the things you value, you didn't value anymore. The things that you felt, that you perceived to be the core values of life that you learned from when you were knee high all the way up. When you get older, you really see the real, and you're looking like, that's what that was the whole time? Nah, that can't be. That can't be the thing that I thought my whole life that was going to be a real focal point, a real great action that's going to be my key to life. I can always go to this, and this can always make sure I'm successful. Like, we perceive things like that when we coming from our parents and things. That's just our perception of our parents. That's how we visualize them. But they're like you perceive as a child, our human perception. Being an adult is lit. You can do whatever you want when you want to do it. Man, listen. This adulting is ghetto. This adulting is super ghetto. Man, listen, if I can go back to be a child, I promise you I would. I promise you I would. It's the human perception of it is like, oh, taking trips. Or you can go do what you want to do. Or you can go spend money where I can go stay in this big old house. But then when you get there, you haven't even understood the details of what it takes to get this type of money, to get this type of job, to get this type of house, to get this type of car. And now you sit here looking like boo-boo the fool. They just like when our parents told us that you eat all your vegetables and you gonna grow stronger. You see what I'm saying? The human perception, we perceive that as like, what? I can eat my vegetables and I can become stronger. What? Man, hand me them black-eyed peas and them field peas, big dog. Man, what? Hey. Man, right, Ben. Right, Tati. Right, Cakey. Man, listen, we sit here and we romanticize being an adult because you can go spend your money on what you want to. You can go take a trip wherever you want to go. And you see all these things, but you don't understand the stuff people went through to get to that life to be comfortable. Because everybody went through a struggle at one point in time in life. We all know that. But the perception is, dang, they got this glamorous and glorious life. I want that. That's how I want my life to look like. When in all reality, we don't supposed to be comparing ourselves to nobody. We're not supposed to compare ourselves to anyone. Anyone. No one. Because why would we base our life off of what we see on TV? That's the problem now. That's why we have a lot of identity crises and a lot of identity issues going on. You see these people, they want to mirror everything that's on the internet. They like to be like the internet. And they don't see all the bad times. They just show them all the good times on the internet. The internet is fake. We need to all just accept that. The internet is fake. It's not real. I mean, if you want to put your stake in that and put your anchor in your life and your foundation of your whole life and your family or whatever into social media and believe everything it say or what you see on the news and stuff, like, I mean, you have at that. I don't know about y'all, I don't put my anchor in Christ though, because that's the only consistent thing we got in this world for real. Like, I'm just being real though. Like, you better put our anchor in Christ. He's the only thing that we have that's solid in this world. You see how the world is going. It's just spinning out of control. So, I mean, human perception. You got to perceive these situations for what they are and not what you think they are. When you get to that point and you're at a high level of peace and you understand that I have to be open-minded and diverse and open-spirited about everything in life, nothing is to be taken so serious. Take everything like a grain of salt. You're going to take time to evaluate in the situation like a cup. If you have a cup and you're looking at it from one side, can you say that you've seen all sides of that cup and you understand that cup inside and out and fully? No, because you've only looked at it from one side. But as you rotate the cup around, you start seeing it from different angles, different perspectives, different variations of the cup. See what the different type of items that the cup offer. Because I've learned this just from me working at Honda for 15 years. You can make the same thing 100 times, but every piece of that car is different every time you make it. Nothing is the same. You can put two iPhones and buy them at the same time as they come fresh off the line and sit next to each other. And even though they look alike, it's an imperfection somewhere on those phones. And they're the same phone that's made within milliseconds of each other. And we have to really take that into consideration in our life. Just because this is what it looks like doesn't mean that that's what it is. You can't just hang your hat on anything because life is so subjective. Everything in life is subjective. That's why I say be open-minded. Our perception gets us messed up. How many times we didn't perceive that, oh yeah, this new car right here, this new car gonna be better than the last one. We perceive that because why? It's a new body style. Our human perception, now we visualizing it like, hey, this look better, this faster, the color's more vibrant, the leather, they got a new streak in the leather. Like, that's the reason the car gonna be better. Like, we be delusional on a lot of stuff in life for real though, y'all. But we'll assume because it's newer and our perception is gonna be better. Just because it's new don't mean it's better. Just because it's old don't mean it's worse. Like I said, two things could be right at the same time. Two things could be wrong at the same time. But my question to y'all is though, can you really sit and take time and break down your human perception of a lot of situations, like in the midst of it happening? Like, I've had situations where I've been in a situation and I've just kind of like third party the whole situation, where I take a step back, have an out of body experience, looking like, how should I respond to this? My perception is, hey, they trying to get rude. The other part is, hey, they could be upset about something. Maybe they just trying to explain something. I'm not going to get offended. I'm just going to listen to what they have to say first, and I go from there. A lot of times we have to do that. We have to evaluate a lot of things in life before we just jump in head first. How many times y'all done jumped in a fight or took up for a sibling and they was wrong, knowing they was wrong, but your perception is that's my sister or that's my brother and I'm going to protect them, right? But the whole time they be wrong the whole damn time? Man, listen, you be looking like, I done had situations where I done jumped in situations and it's like, they end up going back to the situation. And that's because my perception is, oh, I'm going to save my sibling. Oh, I'm going to regulate something. Oh, they going to know not to play with my sibling the next time. Or, just small stuff like that. But at the same time, when you look at it and you evaluate it and you really sit down and, why am I jumping in it? Why? I'm not finna jump in a situation with relationship issues from a sibling or anybody because they may go back to it. What up, Caps? Appreciate you tapping in, Caps. They may go back to it. So, it's like I said, it's all about your perception. How do you perceive life? How do you perceive situations? Do you feel like that your way of thinking is superior and elite and legendary and you're never wrong? Or do you look at your thinking like, I'm pretty confident, but I could be wrong, but if I am wrong, I can accept the constructive criticism and learn why I'm wrong and see what I missed. Like, it's always good to be open-minded. Like I said, when you're open-minded, it covers a multitude of things. Being open-minded is open-minded with interest, open-minded with taking constructive criticism, open-minded in leadership, open-minded in parenting, open-minded in growth, open-minded in everything. Oh, you good, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, though. I appreciate it, bro. Protect in public, correct in private. Right. But this episode is all about your perception. If somebody come to you right now, yelling at the top of their voice, 9 times out of 10, everybody's going to be like, hey, man, why you yelling for? Instead of you trying to really listen to what they're saying, it's just what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of offense gets you, and you be like, what? So we really have to be open-minded and stuff like that. Because, like I said, it can look like it's a bad situation, and we just react to it. And we don't even know the stipulations and the variables to the situation. We didn't overreact it, and the situation ain't even much that. I've done that before. Just overreact on the situation. Just because you running high off emotions, you're not listening, you're not comprehending what's going on. You just reacting. You just feeling and reacting, using your instinct. Instinct is good, but not all the time, though. Sometimes your instinct is not good. But yes, human perception. Human perception has messed up a lot of opportunities for us. Our human perception. Oh man, that's a scam. They job too good to be true. Now sometimes they do be true though, but these folk be out here lying. These folk a lot of Jesus out here for real. But I'm just saying though, like when you really didn't have a legit opportunity, and your perception is you look down on the opportunity. And I'm gonna explain what I'm talking about. Well, let's say you had an opportunity, just a random opportunity out of nowhere. Let's say you got a chance to go off to school. Other side of the country, you may got a scholarship to go to Texas A&M, but you from Alabama, or you from Mississippi, or you from Florida. You know, just a random blessing out the way just to see if you gonna bite on it and take that trip. Now you don't know what waits on you, what beholds you at the end of that journey when you take that flight, when you decide to take that job, when you decide to give that person a chance to date them. You don't know what's going to happen, but you're hell bound in your faith. Like, okay, this is worth the opportunity, right? Sometimes majority of the time you be like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to just up and just go to California like that. This, that, and third, blah, 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 because it's not familiar. It's a change. It's a different environment, right? But all new things are always, all new is always a good thing because it's all new. It's a chance to learn, a chance to grow, a chance to add a different dynamic to your personality or your character, So we've all had situations like that where we think like, I wonder what would have happened if I would have went ahead and took that job and flew on out there. Like, dang, I should have did that. I should have did that. I've had several conversations and heard people say that. And you think about it, that is so true. Like our human perception of a situation might be like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I trust that. But it could be better than the situation you in now. It could be a way out of your situation in your life. But you overlook it because it's unfamiliar. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole key of human perception. We basically, if it's not familiar, if it's not in our perimeter, if it's not something that we can relate to, we reject it. Instead of just inspecting it, be like, I wonder what that's about. Let me read up on it. Let me see what this is. Perception is one person seeing a glass half full and another person seeing it half empty, which two things can be true at once. Yeah, Cam. Yeah, you right, Caps. We had already touched on that, big dog. I just said somebody before you tapped in, but you all right. Yes, you have to look at the cup half full or half empty. Yes, that's perceiving. That's human perception in itself. That's why I said, like, if you seek ye the kingdom of God and get your mind right, get your spirit right, you're going to operate different. You're going to think different. You're going to talk different. You're going to breathe different. You're going to walk different. Like, that comes with self-confidence. That comes with self-love. That comes with self-care. Like, all of those things goes into place in order for you to look at the cup half full. You're looking at the cup half full. You're looking at it like it's just a lesson. It's not a loss. You're looking at it like, dang, I wanted that to work, but I see, okay, it wasn't meant to happen, but I got the lesson that God was trying to show me. I get it. I see you, Lord. I see you, big dog. That's how you look at situations. But a lot of times we really hinder ourselves from a lot of blessings that God has for us. We really miss the mark a lot, though. We do sometimes. We really do. Because we'll have a blessing in disguise that come, but since we so prideful, we so independent, we so hyper independent, we'll be like, you ain't got to do. God might have somebody to bless you with $200. You be like, no, you ain't got to do nothing for me because everything's so crazy nowadays. You look at the situation like, but that's blessing from God. You don't know. You just straight shot it down because it was from an unfamiliar place. You was getting blessed from an unfamiliar place. God can speak and work through anything and anybody in this world. Believe that. Please believe that. He definitely can. And if you're not open to it, you're going to miss out on a lot of things in life. With being said, I'm still trying to learn the difference of faith versus risk taking. I've gotten the faith part down, just too cautious on other parts. I'm going to be honest with you. On the 38 years I've been on this earth. Hey, Miss Keisha James, thank you for tapping in. I didn't forget you. I saw you pop up. 38 years of me being on this earth. Life is a risk every day. Waking up in the morning, taking your kids to school is a risk. Walking out the shower is a risk. Getting in your car, going to work every day is a risk. Coming home is a risk. Taking a freeway. I want to take this shortcut right quick. Rushing. You running late behind work. You rushing, trying to hurry get to work. You slow it. You rolling through stop signs. You're not stopping. You just rolling through. That's a risk. You know, life as a whole is a risk. Man, what's life without risk? It's not living if you're not taking a risk. So, listen, take a risk. Do what you're scared to do. It might not be nothing bad that'll happen, but you might just be scared to do it because it's outside of your perimeter of what you don't know what to expect when you are doing that. You don't know the guidelines and the prerequisites of doing something. So you be like, oh, I don't know about that. But all it requires to do this, what it takes to do, what I need to know how to do is to take training. You know, just all those things like that. But dare to conquer your fears. Dare to step out on faith and just, that's even with taking trips anywhere. If you got a trip planned and everybody back out on you, what you gonna do, cancel? I'm going. I'm going. Yeah, I'm on the first thing smoking out of there. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm out of there. Pew. Gone. I'm telling you, man, listen. I promise you, I would have flew to Vegas by myself. I ain't lying. Stepping out. I ain't never traveled nowhere out the state by myself, just solo by myself, just me. I've never done that before. But if I would have had to, I ain't canceling no trip, baby. That Airbnb paid for. Yes, sir. Airbnb paid for. Right. Okay. Next comment popped up. Okay. It's Tatiana Henderson. What she said, if you have faith, pray on it. Take the risk. Trust that it will work out. Can't be lukewarm. If you're going to do it, do it. Walk up the staircase with no light. Trust God. Yeah, that's true, Tati. That's true. Yes. I agree with you on that. Yes. A lot of times, too, gotta have us praying on a situation that our perception off on. Because first time you don't understand it, you don't perceive it like you should. You perceiving it bad. So you like, Lord, what's this? And a lot of times, too, God will tell you, move. You didn't pray enough. Get up and walk. Get up and move. You have everything you need in you. I put it in you already. It's already in you. You've activated certain situations in life where we perceive it to be one way and it's not. Bad situations, they happen for a reason. And those situations happen to wake you up, to realize your worth, to realize what you deserve, what you don't deserve. Because after a bad situation, you like, why not even much go through that? After you heal and you ain't blinded by love no more or lust, you be looking like, why would I even want to put myself in that? But that's what I'm saying. So your perception that was a safe space for you to fall in love and do all this stuff, but it wasn't that. So when you realize that's not, so now you're looking at the situation like you seeing it for what it really is. You see what I'm saying? Love is blind. Man, listen. Love mess up your whole perception of life, boy. You be walking around this mug smiling the whole time getting cheated on. Stupid ass. We should have paid attention. You know what I'm talking about? We don't be paying attention to signs. We don't. I know I don't. Man, listen. Right, Tati. Pick up your mat and carry it. That's right. Pick up your mat and carry it. That's right. Like God say, you didn't pray enough. Our perception is we perceive it like, oh, we just pray and God gonna do the work. No, we got the wrong perception even with that. We gotta we gotta take the first step. We gotta put in some work. Try. God at least wants you to try. And He'll meet you halfway and do the rest. If you trusted Him enough, being over here laughing. If you trusted Him enough, you gonna take that step. You gonna trust. You gotta trust Him before you have faith. This is what I want people to understand. Like, and I gained this perception of this probably like earlier this year. God made us, we're made in His image, right? So we're made in His image. If we don't love ourselves, how can we say we love God? If we don't care for ourselves, how can we say we care for God? If we don't forgive anybody or forgive ourselves, how can we ask God for forgiveness? And we ain't even forgive ourselves. You ask God for forgiveness, He said He gonna wipe it from as far as the east is to the west. But we don't forgive ourselves. That's what holds us back. I don't believe in giving power to the devil, saying, oh, well, the devil this, the devil on my back. Oh, Lord, the devil this. No, we ain't doing all that. No, we too old for that. We far past that part of culture, that part of social media and civil rights movement. We passed all of that. Like, we're at a point now where it's like, okay, God said we shall do greater things. God said we shall be even live a more abundant life. So He's already told us we're more than conquerors. We got power over the devil. So why are we giving Him power? We got power over the devil. We all need to work on that. We definitely do. Like, we really hinder ourselves. Like I said, our mind is the most powerful thing on this earth. Our mind is, man, listen, and y'all stop believing that we only use 10% of our brain too. We need to slap whoever said that too. Stupid ass. Talking about we only use 10% of our brain. Man, listen. Man, God bigger than that, man. God is bigger than that. He is way bigger than that. Way bigger than that. We just have to really accept ourselves for who we are. Like, we have to love the light side of ourselves. We gotta love the dark side of ourselves. We gotta love our flaws and our shortcomings. We have to. There's no way we can progress and grow if we can't accept ourselves fully. We can't have a good relationship with God if we can't accept ourselves fully. If we're made in His image and we say, oh, I have a great relationship with God, well, how's your relationship with yourself? Like, how's your relationship with yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you take the steps you need to do things to keep you at peace, to make you happy? Do you believe that God is your Lord and Savior? You believe that? Okay, do you live your life free and peaceful way? I mean, God wants us to live. Don't worry about what the next person got going on. Some things we tap into that we don't need to tap into, y'all. We tap into a lot of things we don't need to tap into. A lot of stuff don't have nothing to do with it. We need to just mind our business, drink water, work out, seek God every day, and take trips and enjoy your kids and your family. Life too short. Life too precious to spend it every day beefing with somebody over nothing. Like, that's crazy though. Like, we fighting over property that ain't ours. Like, the perception is that's the perception that's been put in people's head. Like, look at society. I mean, look, the human perception is the op. You perceive somebody your enemy when you fighting over something that's not even yours. Your mental is off. That's the human perception of it. It's all mental. It's all mental. Like I said, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. That's a thing. My head too. When you said my head too big to use only 10% of my brain, right? Yeah, that was the thing. Everybody was said that you're gonna use 10% of your brain or something like that. Yeah. But that's very important though, man. Like, we definitely need to learn how to be open-minded and take time to breathe. And no matter how you're feeling, whether you're angry, frustrated, take time to breathe. Evaluate the situation. Pray for wisdom. Pray for knowledge. Pray for discernment. Your discernment is key. Discernment is key to a lot of that. Yes, like when you have good discernment and you use your discernment, like a lot of the situations are not going to be the same. It's not going to have the same outcome you did when you made a decision on the same decision without your discernment. It's going to be totally different. You're going to handle it different. You're going to walk in it different. You're going to handle it. You're going to, when you going through a tragic time, you're not going to be stressed. You're going to just be like, Lord, I know you got me. Just keep on moving. Keep on moving. That's really like the only thing. Like, that's really the only thing that we really should lean on. We should just lean on God. Because when we lean on God, like he really gives us peace in the midst of the storm. God is not the author of confusion. I'm just going to say that. God is not the author of confusion. If anybody can say they come and tell, I came in the name of Jesus to help you. People will say that. That's in the Bible. God said, many shall come in my name. That's what he said, right? And there's people that will be out here playing in your face saying, I came. God told me to help you. And that don't even be the case. Now you around here looking stupid. Man, we all need to do better. Yeah, that's one for me too. We all definitely need to do better. We need to be careful. It's too many people out here scamming. It's too many people out here playing games. It's too many people out here just doing low down stuff. So, like I said, human perception can be crazy because you could think somebody is good the whole time and you didn't know them. And little Kiki ain't the same as she was when she was little. She didn't grow up and she didn't got involved in some stuff she ain't got no business being involved in, but you ain't seen that side of her. So now you done put yourself in a bad situation by putting yourself in her energy. And that's, man, listen, wrong place, wrong time. That's how a lot of stuff get happened. Right, Tati, you got to use your discernment. Yeah, most definitely, yes. You definitely got to use your discernment. You definitely got to. That's why it's very important. The best thing it said for you to pray for is wisdom. Wisdom is the best thing to pray for. Because when you call for wisdom, it gives you a multitude of wisdom. It's not a specific type of wisdom. Wisdom just covers everything. That's how it goes. It's not really just like, oh, I pray for wisdom in this situation and God is going to give you wisdom in this area. No, he's going to give you wisdom throughout your whole existence, your whole being, how you walk, how you talk, how you move, how you process information. Like, you pray for wisdom and discernment, God is really gonna blow your mind. I suggest everybody try 'em. I suggest everybody try 'em. Try Jesus. Yeah, you gonna have your mind right for real. He's definitely gonna have you on a path to where you're thinking before you speak. You're analyzing everything. You get to a peaceful level where you're not, like I said, you're not stressing over anything. You're not worried about anything. You're not letting anything steal your joy. Not letting anything throw you off your pivot, throw you off your grind. Like, it's very important that we protect our peace. And discernment is going to help us do that. But let us be wise. Let us love one another. Let us seek to be a better version of ourselves. Help us seek high vibrations. Like, let's do things that it's not typical. It's not stereotypical. Let's do things to make us happy. Like, yeah, so what if you came from Ansley, but if you like to paint, go paint. So what if you came from Pratt City? If you like to do gymnastics, do gymnastics. So what if you came from West End? If you like to play cricket, play cricket. Like, it's I think we all have a perception that we're so worried about what everybody else thinks about us that we tend to not enjoy life to the fullest because we're so worried about what people thinking or saying about us or seeing or how they looking at us. Like, I mean, I like chess, I like paintings, I like video gaming, I like Japanese anime, I like action movies, I like love movies. I like Best Man Holiday. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's different interests and things that you will have that you like that people might be like, what? Like, I played soccer. You played soccer? Yeah, I played soccer. But different interests. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's human perception because it's human perception even for us that we have to be one way as a black man. You have to be one way or you a thug, you hard, you sell drugs. Like, nah, everybody don't do that. But at the same time, it's sad. It's sad that people's perception of you is off the color of your skin. That's crazy too. I say human perception is crazy. It's so many different layers to human perception. Human perception comes in so many layers, so many levels. It's definitely up and down. Very, very complex and very, very in depth. It really is. Because you think about it, human perception affects you even with your parents. Human perception affects you even with your parents. They might say something. You don't even understand the situation. They might tell you to do something and you messed up and dropped it. But you looking at it like, my mom fussing at me for dropping the pan. But really they looking at it like, hey, be careful, pay attention to what you're doing because you can drop that and cut your foot off. If it's glass pan or something like that. You know, you can hurt yourself really bad. So, with that being said, like, you know, human perception. But as a child, you're not going to look at it from that side of the fence. You're not going to even look at it like, oh, my mama fussing at me because I just dropped the pan. That's how you go look at it. You going to be like, I want to get He-Man and I want to run away. That's how you going to feel. Because everybody thought about that. But it's just the simple fact of the matter of you're not, it's just a human perception. When you learn to look at things from a different dynamic, you have to experience things outside of your perimeter in order to be really open-minded and diverse about things in life. Because you're going to have more interest than just what's inside of what you're used to. It's things outside of what you're used to that you'll probably like too. You just got to explore life and see it. That's a part of life experience. Experience, make mistakes. It's not about the mistake you make. It's about what you do after you make the mistake. But yes, experience is going to really change your perception on things in life. You have to experience things, see things that open your eyes to like, oh, I thought this was this, but not an experience. You be like, oh man, that's cool. Like that's dope. Like I think the Japanese and Chinese culture is dope. Just being 100 about it. Like I think they have a nice culture. I really like that culture. But what y'all got to say out there? Y'all got anything y'all want to ask about it? Anything y'all want to add to the human perception? Am I hitting on all cylinders? Did I miss anything? Y'all talk to me. But yeah, our human perception is very important. We got to keep that fine tuned. Like I said, we got to keep God in our mind, keep God in our hearts, and we got to stay focused on Him. He needs to be the center of our life because when He's the center of our life, things tend to run smoother when He is. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your tests and your trials and your tribulations. That's life. Everybody's gonna get hit by something in life, but in the sense of your providing your infrastructure, like spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, like being able to control your emotions, manage your emotions, stay in tune with your emotions, be emotionally intelligent, spiritually intelligent. You know, just be in hindsight, being able to identify and be accountable for the things, how you think, how you walk, and how you talk. Like that's hindsight of human perception. is we definitely have to hold ourselves at a higher standard. And like I said, attempt to improve ourselves daily. Attempt to improve ourselves daily. That's definitely a focal point in knowing what direction to go. Because we can, our human perception can be off even when making decisions, business decisions. Hey, I like this job, but your job is consistent. That job looks more attractive and shiny, but they do layoffs. Your job don't do layoffs. Now you done left your job because you tired of the same BS you dealing with here to go to this job. Now they ain't laid off. Now you ain't got no job. Instead of just being patient, understanding what was in front of you, why you were having a hard time. Okay, now what can you do to change this from you having a hard time? Like sometimes God just wants us just to persevere and endure. Like the perception, we'll never understand why God do things. I mean, some things he might let us in on, but some things he might do just, I don't need you to understand. I need you just to trust me and move. Pick up your mat and walk. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have to really work hard at ourselves. I think in order to get ahead in life, it starts with us. Myself, yourself, that person, everybody individuality. It starts with us working on ourselves. While we're working on ourselves, we can really put our best foot forward in being the person that God wants us to be. And with us being the person that God wants us to be, you're going to flow through life different. You're going to move different. Like I said, it's all about the mindset. Once you get out of this box that we've been put in society and life ever since we were birthed, like once you break outside of that box and just being able to enjoy life with no regards and no regrets, like you made it. That's when God give you the pen and be like, I write the rest of your life out. But that's just my thoughts though, Everybody don't think alike, but that's just how I think. That's how I feel. Because I feel like when you get to an level, like just a crazy level of peace where you just like, okay, that bad happened. Okay, I'll take care of it. And you just, you just flowing. You living life. You going to work, take care of your kids. You just flowing through life. Life is life. You just rolling with the punches. I think when you get to that point in your life, I think you really can, with your thought process and your perception of life and how you view yourself, human perception goes into manifestation of the type of life that you want to. If your mindset not right and your perception on life isn't right, or your perception on finances isn't right, your perception on peace, success, how do you feel about yourself? Do you agree with what God has said about yourself? Like, do you agree with what God said about you? Do you feel like God is bigger than what the world had told you that you can reach? All these levels, man, you have to almost be looking crazy on a crazy level of faith when it comes to manifesting the life that you want. You really have to. Like, and a lot of people are not going to agree with you. They're going to be like, man, that mother crazy. Like, you done quit your job because you chasing your dream. That man stepping out on faith. That man ain't crazy. That man just ain't finna be delusional either. Like, that man said he want to work for himself. Hey, whether it's you start your business cooking, whether you start your business babysitting, cleaning houses, washing cars, designing t-shirts, hats, whatever you do to have your little side motion outside of your 9 to 5, I salute you. Do your thing. Do your thing. Even if it's not where you need to be right now, but you starting it off, just keep going. It's the passion that's going to keep it going. That's your perception for yourself. That's your mindset for you. That's how you view yourself. You view yourself being an entrepreneur, being a millionaire, working for yourself, not answering to nobody, exploring life, enjoying life, less working, no stress, kids, no kids, husband, no husband. Like, the way you view yourself, you manifest it from your mentality and you're going to work towards it. You're going to do all the steps you need to do. That's why I say your perception. Your perception comes from different angles. It's not just in a bad situation or a good situation. It's on how you love yourself, how you view yourself. Do you view yourself as a 10? Do you view yourself as a 9? Do you view yourself as a 4? Do you view yourself as a 3? It don't matter how nobody view me. It's how I view me. Shoot, I feel like I'm a 10. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Your boy a 10. Yeah. And that's how I view myself. And I don't care what nobody say. Listen, that's how I view myself. That's how I view me. So that's my mindset. That's my human perception of myself. I'm agreeing with what God said about me. So that's how you have to carry yourself. You have to have self-love. You have to have self-confidence. You have to walk with God. You have to be confident walking with God. You have to be confident walking in this life, period. Because if you don't believe in you, if you don't hype yourself up, who will? Who gonna hype you up? Ain't nobody gonna hype you up. Ain't nobody gonna hype you up but you. What's up, Al? What up, Core? But yo, yeah, you gotta walk. You gotta walk in circumspect. Like you gotta walk with God, and you gotta walk trying to improve yourself, and you gotta walk wanting to be the best version of yourself every day. Like I'm just really stuck on that. If we truly gonna love the Lord and we're gonna serve the Lord, we have to love ourselves and love ourselves. We have to really constantly love ourselves, care for ourselves, pour into yourself, take care of yourself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's definitely the key. Definitely the key. Definitely, yes. To live a more abundant life, you gotta love you. If you don't love your life, how you gonna be successful at something you don't love? Can somebody help me understand that? If you don't love your life, right? How can you be successful at something that you don't love? If you don't love yourself, you don't love your life, you're not going to put out your best effort in doing things and trying to be the best at everything that you do. So if you don't love yourself, care for yourself, love your life, how can you expect to be successful in life? Yes. Like I say, it says, study to show thyself approved. That's what it says. Study to show thyself approved. It wasn't just talking about biblically. It wasn't just talking about just the Bible only. It's anything that can raise your awareness of anything mentally, spiritually, and emotionally that you can read, like a good book that's raising your awareness. A good podcast, a good reel, Juice Word podcast. Yeah. Yeah. Tune in. Yeah. Share with a friend. Yeah. But it's all about, yeah, Corey. I got that Mario sound now, big dog. Yeah. Upgraded equipment. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. But yes. Focus. Focus, discipline. Focus and discipline is another thing. Like it's gonna require that in order for you to be open minded, to get your mindset right, so your perception doesn't throw a lot of things off. What Anna said, hold on, let me go get my Bible because you trying to have Bible study, friend. I'm weak. Yeah, we got to talk about God. Yeah, He the key to life. Yeah, get an applause for that. Yeah, y'all give a hand clap for Jesus in here. Yeah, but yeah, like your human perception is very important. Like it's our mind. That's the key to everything. It's your mind. What you take in, what you look at, what you listen to, what you read, what you watch, what you talk about, what you listen to. You can have everything going on in the world for you, but your mind ain't right because you participate in gossiping, you participate in drama, you participate in this, you participate in that, and God be ready to right there to bless you, and He can't get your blessing because you around these folk that don't mean you no good, or you indulging in and participating in activities that ain't helping your cause. It's not hurting your cause, but it's not helping your cause either. So we always have to stay positioned and Like you say, stay sober-minded and vigilant. Stay sober-minded. I don't know why people thought he was talking about drinking and smoking, but that's not exactly what he was talking about. That's not. He was talking about being sober-minded and vigilant. Looking at the news every day, knowing it's a lie, that's not being sober-minded and vigilant. If you know it's a lie, why are you looking at it? Why? Like, if it's not real, then ain't no point of looking at it. And I know that comes and goes depending on like what it is, TV shows and stuff like that. But taking in something that's not good for you, that's not going to challenge you to be the best version of yourself, that's not being sober-minded and vigilant. Getting brainwashed by Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, or getting brainwashed by rap music, or brainwashed by anything that's going to lead you off of the path from Christ, that goes against being sober-minded and vigilant. So just be careful, guys, on what y'all read, listen to, watch, all of that good stuff. Yes. Definitely so. But I appreciate y'all tapping in, though. Episode 26. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. I appreciate all y'all love and support from my little community. We not little community. We big community. We gaining momentum in here, baby. We gonna do our thing. Juice Word. Let's get it. Follow it on Facebook. Julius Parker III on Facebook. IG. Juice Caesar. My other IG page, Eccentric Sauce. Eccentric.sauce. Oh yeah. Holla at your boy on TikTok. Jew_Caesar. Then you holler at your boy on YouTube. Julius Parker III. Panhandle. Juice Word. Y'all, been doing this since January 11th. This is my passion. I love coming and bring you guys gems, dropping gems. It's a part of me. This is my purpose, and I love it. I thank God for it. I enjoy spreading joy. I enjoy peace, love. Life already hard, so it's so much negativity and drama and mess out everywhere. So why not be a light in somebody's life, somebody's iPad, iPhone, laptop, whatever you're looking at. This is Juice Word. This is my podcast studio. A lot of hard work and pain, blood, sweat, and tears, through life. Help from friends, family. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. But yeah, every Saturday or Sunday, I kind of alternate depending on how I work. But hey, y'all keep a lookout for content. Y'all tap in, y'all share, y'all love, y'all like, subscribe. Hey, man, it's up. We ain't stopping. We gonna keep on going. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Y'all have a good night. Have a blessed week.